because while you are descending, and as I said earlier that the last stage was reducing the descent velocity, at that stage if the thrusters are not performed as planned, maybe it was hovering or it has descended much lower. So every stage was crucial in this whole 15 minutes.
Now that's why it was called the 15 terrifying.
At this stage we can only conjecture.
But till then, what has happened till now, we can only focus till the data that we've received, and we have to wait for the deliberations of the scientists
because
there and for them to make the announcement. Okay, right.
Control center, Vikram lander descent was as planned and the normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 kilometer. Subsequently, the communication from lander to ground station was lost. The data is being analyzed. Repeat, Vikram lander descent was as planned and normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 kilometer. Subsequently, the communications from the lander to ground station was lost. The data is being analyzed.
One coming out and very clearly announcing that there was communication and the Vikram lander descent was at planned. Normal performance observed up to 2.1 kilometers from surface. Subsequently, communication was lost. Now the data is being analyzed. Whatever data they are receiving from the orbiter is being analyzed. So we have to wait till a conclusion is drawn and that data is analyzed. But Dinesh Sharma, this is also phenomenal for them to be able to time the presence of the orbiter to be right above the landing site, for it to be able to also track the Vikram lander. No,
data was being sent to, because Vikram lander was designed to communicate with the orbiter while it is in orbit. Not necessarily it was hovering, not necessarily it was passing above that point.
Right.
But it could communicate any point.
No, but they did make the announcement that the orbiter has been positioned to be 35 kilometers right at its nearest position 35 kilometers above the surface, right near the landing site, and it has been timed to come at that time as the Vikram lander was making its landing. That is exactly what they were saying, and that's why perhaps we also got the images. We got the images of the lander parallel with its legs parallel, that one still image that the orbiter was able to send of the lander in its trajectory. Akash, what would be your understanding and your reading?
So I think if we see the trajectory, I think just before, moments before we